Writing a song, if there is a general process?
Well, the process I go through is songs kind of just come. They create themselves. Like I said before, I'm just the source through which they come. And it's a beautiful thing. It's very spiritual. It's like standing under a tree and letting a leaf fall and trying to catch it. It's that beautiful. And what I do is it comes into my head. I could be walking along, on a road, or I could be sitting on a bench at Disneyland or something eating peanuts, and there it is in my head. Or I could be in the shower, or I can wake up, like when I wrote We Are the World, and there the song is. It's right in my head, the entire composition, That's how it happens.
Once you have the song in your head, what do you do next to get the song?
I go to a tape recorder and I put the sounds down orally with my mouth, making sounds of how I want the bass or the strings or the drums or each part to go, the way I hear it. Because the key is to get exactly what you're hearing in your head on that tape.
You realize that one of the songs at issue in this lawsuit is a song called The Girl Is Mine? You aware of that?
Yes.
Who wrote The Girl Is Mine?
I wrote The Girl Is Mine.
What album did The Girl Is Mine appear on?
That's the, sorry, the Thriller album.
Was it also released as a single?
Yes, the first single off of Thriller.
The lyric, what's The Girl Is Mine about?
It's very simple. It's two guys kind of quarreling over the same girl, which happens. And no, she's mine, no, she's mine, she loves me, okay? That type of thing. She always looks at me, that type of thing. And they're just quarreling over the same girl. So that's what it's about.
How'd you get the idea for that, what you just described?
It just came. It just came. Quincy said to me, write a song that you and Paul McCartney can sing together. So, I guess I went to sleep, and when I woke up the next day, there it was, and I ran to the tape recorder, and I started to put down what I heard in my head.
You mentioned Quincy. Who's Quincy?
Quincy Jones is a producer, songwriter. He's a really great guy. He's wonderful. I love him.
Have you worked with him before? When did you first work with Quincy?
At first, I'm not positive. I think I was 9 years old. Yeah, I was 9 years old. I met him with Sammy Davis Jr. I think it was at Sammy's house. And that's when I first set eyes on him. And I never knew that we would end up working together professionally. And then we did The Wiz, which was in New York City. And then after The Wiz, we did an album called Off the Wall.
The Wiz was a motion picture?
Yes, Universal.
Now, at some point, you made a tape recording of The Girl Is Mine, a work tape?
Yes.
I'd like to play for you a document that's previously been marked Exhibit 489, and what I'll do is give this to the reporter after we're done so that he can hold in his custody. And I'll just play a little bit of it at first, Mr. Jackson, and ask you to tell me whether you recognize Exhibit 489. My question is, I'm going to play Exhibit 489, and again, Mr. Jackson, ask you whether you recognize it. I'll just play a portion of it. going to stop the Exhibit 489 for a moment and ask you, Mr. Jackson, whether you recognize that.
Yes, that's me writing the parts to The Girl Is Mine, creating it.
What were the circumstances under which you started making Exhibit 489?
Well, just a tape recorder there and making sounds like...
Objection.
Every night she walks right in my dreams. Since I met her from the
I have an objection. I have an objection.
Well, that's how I did it.
How did you how did you come to? You may have told me already, but I don't think you did. How did you come to get the song, the music on Exhibit 489 in mind?
Like I've said before, songs create themselves. They just come out of me. You know, it just come from inside out. And I think I'm just the source to which it comes. And you asked me how I created, and I started to perform to give you an example of how it's done, of how I create songs. And when I create my music, I make these sounds. I wrote a song called Who Is
Objection.
It?
Do you recall where you were when The Girl Is Mine, the song The Girl Is Mine came to you, Mr. Jackson?
I think I was at the Encino House.